Justin from Stonewoods Farm. We're here today to take this barn side and actually put a sliding barn door in. We have a bull in here that we want to get out on this pasture, so let's get started. I have all the siding screwed on because I kind of felt like this might happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the screws out of a couple boards here and we'll open this side up. So we have our boards out of the way. We're actually going to use, oh, here he comes. This is our boy Huck. He's a little Highland bull, or High Park bull, I mean. And we were getting him on some green grass, and it looks like he's loving it already. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the boards that we took down to actually build our door. So now we gotta get in here and actually frame out the door frame. I'm gonna take what I just cut, and I'm gonna end up taking this and framing the inside, and I'm gonna cut 4 pieces and frame this door out. I cut this really tight, so I had to hammer it into place, and now I'm going to take some screws from the outside and drill them in. So we just finished framing the inside of the door. It's made the door a lot stronger because this stall is 12 by 12, so it does span pretty far between these poles. If for some reason on your barn, in your situation, this wall is really crazy, you can always take and run a board like this and screw it in right here at the top, and that'll give you a lot more rigidity. We've taken our boards that we took off the side of the barn, lined them up on some sawhorses, measured them out, and now we've cut our 2x material to the length of these boards. And what we're going to do is going to do one on the top and one on the bottom, and then after that we'll make a cross or a Z or something like that for added support. So we're going to use screws on this, and we're just going to run screws right on the bottom side up into this board, and we're going to do the same thing on all the 2x material. So we've got our 2x material. We got 3 sections of it, top, middle, and bottom, and now we're going through here and we're making 2 little mini X's. And we've gone through, we've got our first piece, we're cutting pieces. I'm about to cut more. You can do as fancy or as not fancy as you want. It just kind of depends. Just kind of measure and mark, cut once, measure twice. So we just finished putting our decorative X's in here, and now we have our kit with the hangers and the rollers, and we're going to attach these next. What I've done is I've taken the bracket and I've measured 3 inches to the door, and I've gone through here and pre-drilled my holes for my bolts, and I'm actually going to end up putting the bracket on the bottom side and running the bolts up through here. Bolts, my carriage bolt through. Now I'm just going to start these things a little bit. All right, so I'm going through here and I'm just tightening these bolts up. Now we're on the other side and we're just cranking our bolts down. All right, now that our brackets are on, now we got to move on to our set of wheels. I've dropped the bolt in the back here in this little slot, and then we're just going to screw this on and just basically screw it flush to the to our board here. And then we're going to take our other bolt. So now we're just basically, it's like a jam nut. You got one on the other side and one here, so now we're tight and this thing is not going to go anywhere. So we're on our other side, and now we're going to come through and line this up. Now the key to this is making sure the top of your board is the right side on both sides, because if you end up coming in here and you don't have the same amount here, the door is going to be a little bit jagged. So you want to have the same distance between your nut and then the top of this head, which is just under 1.5 inches. And let's check the other side. Here we got just over 1/2 inch. So then let's go ahead and tweak this one a little bit. So we'll go ahead and pull this out, and then we're just loosen this, come out a little bit more, tighten this up, So now we're right at 1.5 inches and we're good to go. Finally, is we got our rail. We slid the rail onto the rollers to start. And then we laid this up against the barn with some wood screws. We got one end screwed in, and then I went and took this level and put it on these brackets, and I went down to that end. Once I was down at that end, we leveled it out, screwed it in. Now I'm gonna go back through these brackets with lag bolts and bolt her in. Keep in mind that we actually have a 2x material behind these brackets on the inside of the barn so that these lags have something to bite onto. We got our lag bolts here. They're probably about 2.5 inch. Anything that'll get you through your material and into something that'll hold it. And then I'm just gonna drive these things home. Once you put these lags in, it's absolutely gonna hold it. Gonna go ahead and finish putting the lag bolts in and we'll see how she slides. So what I have here are some end caps. And basically these things will go right in the end so that as you're rolling your door, your rollers don't go past your door and fall out of the track. And these things just bolt right on. I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt them on real quick. So we finally got the brackets on. We got our lag bolts in railless. We're gonna kick this out and see how she slides. And honestly, she slides really well. That's not too bad. So now all we got to do is put a few finishing touches on it. We've got this roller here. This will actually go on the inside here, right in this corner, and that will actually help this thing ride without coming too far forward, because right now this whole door could just swing up. So we'll go ahead and put this on and then we'll adjust it. This clip right here is so that the door doesn't get pushed open from the other side. So basically this holds it in place so it doesn't swing open. That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. This barn door is not super hard to do, but it definitely takes a few hours. But as you can tell, it turned out great, and our little bull is gonna be super happy about his new spot. Thanks for watching. This is Justin from Stonewoods Farm. We'll see you next time.